You have to help me. There's a chicken that has been following me around. There it is. You see it, right? Why is it there? What do you want from me? Hello everyone, welcome to another Minecraft mod showcase. Today we're going to be looking at the Familiar Friends mod by Deadly Diamond 98. Now this mod may seem familiar. Heh. This mod may seem familiar, and that is because it is based on a very old mod by the name of the Familiar mod. Now some of you may remember it was in plenty of old Minecraft videos. However, I have been unable to find it actually. I'm not sure what happened to it, but Deadly Diamond decided to make this one, the Friendly Familiars mod, which isn't just a port of the original mod, but it adds in a bunch of new familiars. So let's go and take a look at some of those right now. All of these familiars have a bunch of different effects, like for example, this chicken familiar, it gives me permanent slow falling. What makes this very nice is that it doesn't show particle effects. You can just have this without the particle effects being on screen. But how do you unlock these familiars? How do you actually equip them? You get a book of familiars. How do you make a book of familiars? You need a lot of different things. You need a book, you need raw flesh, phantom membrane, spider eye, ender pearl, bone, slime ball, gunpowder, and blaze rod. So you need to either find a blaze rod elsewhere. I'm not sure if you can. I don't think you can in standard Minecraft, but if you got other mods, then maybe. Or you need to get to the Nether for it. But with how helpful these familiars are and how you unlock them, I'd say it's fine. So let's take a look at the book right now. And here you can see all of the different familiars. Right now, I already unlocked the chicken one, which grants the player's passive slow falling, which lasts for 2 seconds when in the air. So it's a float. You cannot just like survive falls from whenever, but it's nice to have. And you can see all of these other different ones. Like for example, the squid one grants players 5 seconds of water breathing. But as you can see, each familiar costs levels to unlock. Let me just get some bottles of enchanting and get myself some levels, and I'll show off some of these familiars. Alright, I'm level 18 from one stack of those, so let's go ahead and show off the skeleton. This shoots arrows at nearby hostile creatures. You can only have one familiar equipped at a time, so right now I have the chicken equipped, but if I go into here, I can equip the skeleton instead. You have to wait a minute before swapping again, but let's see what the skeleton does. Let me just spawn in a zombie and then... there you go. He shoots an arrow at it. I can be like looking to the side, and I think he still will. Yes, he does. You see, yeah, this skeleton, it fires very slowly, slower than normal skeletons, but it is great for just like, if you're unaware of something sneaking up on you, it can come in a lot of handy. You'll definitely be able to find a familiar you like. In survival mode, by the time you get this item, you'll probably have a lot of XP, or a good way to get XP, so you don't have to worry about it, but given that I'm just showing off, I have to use a lot of bottles and Chang. Let's take a look at Rana. Grants player passive jump boost and immunity to fall damage. Now this one I feel was a major part of like the original mod. I'm not sure why, it's just whenever I think of this mod I think of Rana, so you get a neat little jump boost. It's 2 blocks, not... it might actually be 2.5 blocks. No, it's just 2 blocks, okay. But yeah, you're able to have high jump boost and immunity to fall damage. There are a lot of different options, so you can definitely find some that fit you here. There are some that are references to other things, like a 1-up mushroom. If the player is supposed to die, their health will be fully restored. If the 1-up mushroom is used, it will need to be unlocked again. It is essentially just a Tome of Undying that costs 10 levels every time you use it. If I were to spawn a zombie and let it kill me now that I got the 1-up mushroom following me, and it even has the neat little Mario sound. And if you take a look in it, it needs to be re-unlocked. But Meekly, I hear you asking, what if I wish to have one of the major developers of Minecraft as a pet? Well, that you can. For 20 levels, you can unlock Jeb themselves, who will smite the direction you are looking at when you press R with a cooldown. Yes, it does strike and deal damage. Be careful not to hit yourself. You aren't able to see how long until you use your ability again. You just have to wait, so you don't know if it's like off of cooldown or not until you press R. A little bar showing how long certain abilities are still on cooldown would be very helpful. And I almost died. There are so many different familiars. You got the 1-up, you got an Allay that when equipped it increases your item pickup range. You got the standard spider, which allows you to climb up and slide down walls. You got the cave spider, which does the same for 5 more levels, and it gives your attacks a chance to poison. You got Cherno. I don't know how to pronounce Toho characters' names. I enjoy Toho, but I still don't know how to pronounce their names. I apologize if I am saying their name wrong, but it's just Cherno, I guess. You just equip them and you can press R to fire beams. And the beams actually deal damage, but they go to the left and right of enemies, so you gotta be careful when using them. Ouch! I completely missed. There we go. And it slows them, as you can see. You got slowing projectiles at odd angles. It's good if you're getting surrounded, though. And Cherno also gives Frostwalker. You got the Companion Cube, which is another major one from the original mod. Grants players the ability to walk on lava, which very handy for obvious reasons. It lets you walk on lava. Creepers, which gives the player immunity to explosion damage and they explode on death. You got Goat, which prevents users from seeing powdered snow, which for its cost of free levels can be very handy. You got Herobrine, who teleports the player and does damage to them based on how far they teleport. You got the Iron Golem, which damages hostile mobs and sends them flying into the air. How does the Iron Golem work, I wonder? Let me take a look. Now, come on, Iron Golem, do your thing. He just attacks nearby mobs. Very nice if you're facing a single target. Skeleton and Cherno are good for group targets, while the Iron Golem is great for single targets. A Lemon, which squirts lemon juice at enemies around you, which slows them down and deals some damage. You got Mr. Saturn from Earthbound, who has a chance of dealing a smash attack on the target, which deals extra knockback and damage. You got Navi. When the player approaches a vein of ancient debris or diamond ore, Navi will alert the player. They will also increase in pace as the player gets closer. So if you're hunting for diamonds or ancient debris, bring Navi. It will save you so much time just looking around. Then you got the Ocelot, which grants players swiftness. Snow Golems, which throw snowballs and knock back foes. Squids, which give the water breathing like I mentioned. You have a Tiny Potato, a funny, goofy little guy that plays a funny little goofy sound when you press R. He also has a chance of stealing hunger from an entity while attacking the entity and giving the stolen hunger to the player. More damage means more hunger stolen. So with him you can just restore hunger by attacking stuff, which is interesting. And finally got the Vampire. While equipped, anytime the player kills another mob, the player recovers half a heart of damage. You have a ton of different companions. You can swap between them or find which one fits your playstyle. It's very nice. This mod already adds in a good few companions, but what if you want to add in your own? Well, the mod is incredibly open-ended. It allows for easy creation of new companions. You're going to have to know a bit of Java for it, of course, but if you have a decent modding knowledge or know someone who does, you can easily add in your own companions to the Book of Familiars. And that's not all. Let's say you're playing on a server and you feel as if certain companions are too powerful. Well, you can adjust that if you go to Options and click here. You can go into the Familiar Friends config. And then you can set various things like disabling certain familiars, the XP levels it costs to get them. Like let's say you think 10 levels is too low for a familiar that revives you. You can go ahead and set it to 15, and then if you check the book, it is now 15 levels. You're free to customize as you please. That is an interesting vampire design. I just saw it. It looks very interesting. Almost bird-like in appearance, I guess, with the way the feet are, but I guess it's based on a bat. It just looks cool. And if you're wondering, here's what the Book of Familiars looks like with every single familiar unlocked. Now, it'll take quite a bit of XP to unlock all of them. However, it looks very satisfying to have them all unlocked, so I guess that could be a neat little challenge to do. Just get every last one of these familiars unlocked. And that has been the Familiar Friends mod. Now this mod is only available on Fabric, so make sure that you have a proper Fabric mod loadout set up before you go ahead and add this, but it definitely is a neat little addition to the world. And I have a lot of memories with it. I used to watch Dan TDM's Diamond Dimension series, and the Familiar mod was one of the ones that added it into it. Yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia with this mod, so It feels nice getting to review it and see it in more modern Minecraft. If you want to try this mod out for yourself, the link to it is down in the description below, and if you have your own ideas for mods you want me to review, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm always looking for more mods to cover. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.